Thank you very much, Kansi, and it's a pleasure to be in the company of my distinguished panelists. To the question posed by the theme, fixing Ghana, whose job it is and how, I think it's easy and convenient to point quickly to the government. Indeed, many Ghanaians will say it's the president's job to fix the country. After all, we elected him and entrusted the state with all its assets and liabilities to his care. We give the president and his appointees all the comforts they need so they can fix our problems towards achieving a future of peace and prosperity. While such a reaction to the question is appropriate, it's too myopic. It's one-sided in the context of the social contract between the governor, the government, and the governed citizens in a democratic governance. And as we have in our country, this takes two sides to tango, so to speak. The social contract requires an active citizenry that demands transparency and accountability from government. And this is exactly what President Nana Akufo-Addo said on his inauguration, that the governed should be citizens and not spectators. Nonetheless, the president is elected to lead, and leadership has his own unique requirements and responsibilities, including, above all, to lead and show the way. That's why many Ghanaians look up to the government in times of need. Today, the youth in particular are shouting aloud to fix the country. Americans will say, if it's not broken, then don't fix it. But surely something is broken in our country, and the mantra of the youth to fix the country reflects a growing frustration with the realities of our existence, including particularly the political system and performance of politicians. Also frustrating is an economy that is failing to give solace and hope for a better future. I think that the demands of the Fix the Country crusaders go beyond the incumbent president and his government. But of course, some actions and omissions of President Nana Akufo-Addo's government and his predecessors may have triggered the outcry. But the issues at stake are certainly fundamental and deep. In my view, the issues of Fix the Country relate to a political system that permits one party to monopolize power, the winner-takes-all syndrome, a system that condones exclusive rather than inclusive governance, a system that gives too much power and discretion to the executive, a system that continuously makes functional decentralization a mirage, a system that's incapable of enforcing transparency and accountability in managing our resources, and a political system that burdens citizens with state institutions that barely provide the needed services. So the cumulative impact of these negativities in governance on the economy and development as a whole has been telling, as it complicates and worsens an economy that remains essentially neo-colonial and almost totally dependent. We therefore have an economy that thrives on deficit financing, leading to ever-growing indebtedness, economy that is unable to create jobs for the teeming young population, as Mami just narrated, economy that's upended by unimpeded corruption, an economy that's incapable of providing the needed development infrastructure, economy that is making young people lose hope in the future of their country. I wish to emphasize that the situation we face today wasn't created today. It's not the creation of President Akufo-Addo and his government. It began long ago and has encompassed all the leaderships and governments of this country that we have had. This uninspiring situation will continue until radical measures are taken to address the fundamental challenge of a dependent economy. Adding to and complicating the challenge of the economy is the Ghanaian attitude or behavior that increasingly appear to be devoid of any treasured values. Our communal core values that required honesty, selfishness, and achievement through hard work seem to have given way to hypocrisy, dishonesty, and selfishness. Rampant corruption, fraud, insincerity, and lies are the new normals at all levels of our society today, from politicians, judges, and legislators to the police, civil servants, and even hawkers on the streets. These attitudes constitute a greater part of the problem we have to fix in order to bring hope and progress to the country. We need to nurture behaviors and attitudes that nurture patriotism and non-toxic nationalism. To be a patriot or nationalist is to love your country, and loving your country includes respecting the law and abiding by regulations so legitimately enacted. It also implies acting with integrity in relating to the state and fellow citizens. Perhaps it is on this question of integrity that most of us fall short, and I dare say this should be the priority in seeking to fix our country. In simple terms, integrity refers to the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. It exemplifies a person who adheres to a code of moral or artistic values or virtues that denote incorruptibility. Integrity enables you to choose your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gains. The terms integrity and honesty could be alike, but as somebody has said, integrity is telling myself the truth. Honesty is telling the truth to others. Here I ask, Ghanaians, do we tell ourselves the truth and tell others the truth? Where both leadership and citizens lack integrity, a nation can easily fall. Just like in business, both management and workers must have integrity to make the business thrive. That's why Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest men, admonishes that in looking for people to hire in his business, look for three qualities: integrity, intelligence, and energy. If they don't have the first, which is integrity, the two others will kill you. We should note that most of the countries we admire as models for development maintain high levels of integrity among public officials and citizens alike. A high respect and indiscriminate enforcement of the law in these countries has produced patriotic citizens. We should therefore take the social contract seriously as we move forward to addressing the challenges we face. There is nothing more urgent than reforming the political system in order to make our democracy work for us. I believe that the gradual erosion of confidence in the ability of democracy to develop or to deliver material goods could spell danger if we allow it to fester. Though the 92 Constitution has succeeded in securing the Fourth Republic, its reform is long overdue. Key areas of reforms were mapped by the Constitutional Review Committee back in 2010 and have been reiterated by a number of civil society groups, particularly the think tanks that we have in the country. To sum up, I wish to reiterate the points I made earlier about what fix the country should be about. We should reform the Constitution to close the loopholes in our political systems that condone impunity, self-aggrandizement by political leaders, and ensure effective political accountability. We should reform the Constitution also to ensure that political leadership is selfless and imbued with integrity. In the reformed Constitution, we should seek an inclusive governance by doing away with the winner-takes-all system. The reformed Constitution should devolve power from the center to to local assemblies to ensure effective local governance. The administrative decentralization we have achieved so far, I think, should give way, and it should include, rather, political and fiscal decentralization. I believe that democracy at the local level should be vibrant by allowing the election of local leaders. Our economic management should seek to restructure the Ghanaian economy, weaning it away from the dependency syndrome. Accordingly, the proposal to have Ghana beyond aid should be taken seriously. We should develop a long-term strategy for addressing the mounting joblessness. I think Mami has beautifully articulated that. And finally, I think there's a need for attitudinal change in the country among Ghanaians. That should be of utmost priority. And your orientation or education program at all levels of society is an imperative. Finally, I leave with a statement by General Champong some 44 years ago when he was Ghana's head of state. Under pressure to resign, he told Ghanaians, and I quote, "I can go today and the SMC government can go, but the problems of the nation will still remain unless the people as a whole change from their greed, avarice, and other social evils that afflict us." This statement sounds so true today, so relevant, isn't it? So let's fix the country, ourselves, and our government. Thank you.